All right, today's question of the day, it says, if God really wants to save everyone, why doesn't he just show himself, then everyone would believe, and then everyone would go to heaven? Wait, that makes sense. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Espresso with Sky, where you will get a fresh perspective on faith, life, God, and the Bible. My name is Pastor Sky. Here are my sidekicks, Chewy and John Wick. Now, if you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit all those buttons, the subscribe, the like, whatever it is. But the most important one is, please leave a comment below after hearing the topic. Leave a comment whether you agreed or didn't agree, or you just think that I'm someone who's crazy. It doesn't matter. Leave your questions behind too. And if you want to support this ministry, we have PayPal, and also you can go to buymeacoffee.com, where you can buy me even a cup of coffee. So let's get into today's topic. Really good question. If God really loves everyone, and if God doesn't want everyone to go to hell, but he wants everyone to go to heaven, isn't it just easy for him to come, show himself, and say, "Hi, I'm real"? Then everyone says, "Oh, I believe." And then what happens? Everyone goes to heaven. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Why don't you just show yourself and let everyone believe, because they know you're real? They don't have to struggle over, "I can't believe in what I don't see. I can't believe what I don't hear." Why would you have to go through all that? Just show yourself. Aside from scriptural reasons like God is so glorious and magnificent that if you saw his face, you would die, and also he's spirit and we're body, so we can't see ghosts and spirits anyways, take those out. Why wouldn't God just show himself? What would be the reasoning behind this? So God could show himself to everyone without everyone dying, because he's almighty and all-powerful and he could just make it that way. But why doesn't he do it? So in order for us to go deeper into this thought and really think about why God doesn't just show himself, let's ask ourselves one question is, what does God really want? Is it just believing in him? Is that all he wants? Just to believe? Or is there something more, something deeper that he wants more than just belief? If God just wanted us to believe in him, then all he'd have to do is show himself, and then it'd be done and we'd all go to heaven. But the fact that he doesn't show himself shows that there is a reason, right? There is a reason, something bigger and something deeper that he wants from us. And I'm going to show you two verses, two scriptures in the Bible that are going to show us what is the thing that God wants more than anything else. It's not just believing. Believing is just the beginning point. So let's take a look at these two verses. The first verse is Matthew 22:37-39. And basically Jesus sums up the two greatest rules in the entire Bible. It's bigger than all of the other rules. And what is it? Number one is to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And number two is to love each other. What's the key point? Jesus says it's all about love. Loving God and loving each other. And then you turn to the second verse, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is the chapter of love. If you look at verses 1-3, it's amazing because it says, anything that you do that does not have love is meaningless. It is worthless. What is the thing that matters to God more than anything else in this world? It is not the belief. It's actually love. Love is the core issue. Love is the key thing that God wants more than anything else. What is belief? Belief is the starting point. It's the same thing when it comes to you and someone else. Oh, there's a girl I really like. Oh, I really hope to marry this girl. I start off with some type of belief that it can work, it can happen. And when I talk to this girl, when I get to know this person, what happens? Eventually, that belief becomes more and more real, and it gets to a point where it actually happens or it doesn't. Why? It depends on, do we fall in love or not? Even love itself starts with belief. And in the same way, think about this, guys. If the number one thing was just belief, then it makes no problem. Just show yourself. But if the number one reason is love before anything else, then God would not show himself. So let me give you a story to prove this point. So let's say there's a man, but not just any ordinary man. We're talking the richest and most powerful man in the whole world. And one day he realizes to himself, he's been spending his life just amassing riches and power, but he has no one to share it with. And he realized, you know what? It's time for me to get married. So he goes to sleep that night. But in the morning, He wakes up to this commotion he hears outside, and he's like, what is going on? He opens the curtains, and what does he see? Line up of women all the way down the street as far as the eye can see, and he's like, what is going on? He goes to his butler and says, hey, what is going on outside? And the butler says, well, the rumor about you wanting to get married, people heard about it, and now they're all lining up because they all want to marry you. Now here's the thing, guys. When you get married, why do you get married? For what reason? Do you want to get married to someone who says, oh, I married you because of your money? And you'd be like, maybe I'm not going to marry this person. So imagine this rich man saddened by what he sees. He's like, none of these people know who I am. So what's the only reason they want to marry me? It's obvious. It's for his power and riches. So what does he do? He says, butler, I want you to dress like me, and I want you to sit at this table, and I want you to meet all these girls, okay? That's all I want you to do all day. And he's like, okay, what are you going to do? You know what? If I don't want people to marry me because of my riches and my power, then I'm going to hide it. So he puts on regular clothes, buys a regular car, and gets this really, like an okay apartment down in the city. He's renting it, okay? And he goes there, and he starts to live amongst the people disguised as a regular person. Why? Because he doesn't want people to marry him for the wrong reason. So as he goes down there for months and months, it turns to years, trying to find that person who will love him for who he is. And eventually, he finds that one girl. And he's like, oh, I think this one could be it. So here's the final test. He goes to the girl one night and says, honey, I love you so much, but, I'm so saddened because I don't have much money. I don't have much to give you. And then she says, you never had money from the beginning. If it was about money, I would never have gone out with you. I'm going out with you because I love you and only you. And there, the man's like, she's the one. And then eventually, what does the man do? The moment he finds out that she's there for him and not for the money, he will show her who he truly is. Now, what does this have to do with God? Well, you gotta think about this. If it's just about believing, then it's done. But if it's about love, who is God? He is the most powerful. He owns everything. He can give you whatever you want. All these things can just be yours. Why? Because it's God. What does God want? What's the number one thing he wants more than anything else? It is love. But if he just shows himself, why would people believe? They believe because they see him. They believe because God can give them something. Oh, they believe because he's powerful. All the reasons for believing in God would be wrong. The only thing God wants is love. It is the number one thing that matters to him. And when we, not seeing and not hearing, and most of the time not even feeling, can turn and realize, wow, you know what? God loves me so much. I love God. I don't even see him, but I love him. Then what happens? At the end, God will show us the entire kingdom, and he'll allow us to live together with him. Why doesn't God show us himself and just let everyone go to heaven? Because the reason is not about believing. It's about love. And once we understand this point, we begin to understand, that's why he doesn't show himself. All right, guys, I hope that answers your question about this, and I hope it's something that will kind of change and kind of move your mind and make you think a little bit deeper about who God is. Yes, it is the end. Hope you guys had a good time. If you want to support us, we have PayPal and we have buymeacoffee.com. My name is Sky. This is Chewy and John Wick. Everyone have an amazing week. We'll see you again. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. Did I just say toodaloo? Oh my gosh. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.